Welcome to CodeHub India. CodeHub India is an authorized testing center and online examination center for the global certification of Microsoft Office Specialist, which is abbreviated as MOS. Microsoft Technology Associate, which is abbreviated as MTA. Global Certification for Adobe Flash. Global Certification for Adobe Photoshop. Global Certification for Adobe Dreamweaver. Global Certification for Adobe Illustrator. Global Certification for Adobe After Effects. Global Certification for Autodesk AutoCAD. Global Certification for Autodesk AutoCAD Mechanical. Global Certification for Autodesk AutoCAD Electrical. Global Certification for Autodesk Inventor. Global Certification for Autodesk Maya. Global Certification for Autodesk 3D Max. To buy exam voucher in a group of 25 students at cheapest rate. Please register at www.codehubindia.com/buy.aspx, where total tutorial is almost free with discounts. Examination voucher 50% discounts. Purpose of this proposed bootcamp. This video illustrates the proposal to host bootcamp at the college premises or CodeHub India place. To host bootcamp, minimum requisite numbers of student is 25. Purpose of the bootcamp to impart the knowledge to the students in piecemeal wise to complete the course content of the global certification of Microsoft, Adobe and Autodesk. So go through the contents of the bootcamp. Book the bootcamp registration from your colleges. Simple C++ statement is each of the individual instructions of a program, like the variable declarations and expressions seen in previous sections. They always end with a semicolon, and are executed in the same order in which they appear in a program. But programs are not limited to a linear sequence of statements. During its process, a program may repeat segments of code, or take decisions and bifurcate. For that purpose, C++ provides flow control statements that serve to specify what has to be done by our program, when, and under which circumstances. Many of the flow control statements require a generic sub-statement as part of its syntax. This statement may either be a simple C++ statement, such as a single instruction, terminated with a semicolon, or a compound statement. A compound statement is a group of statements, each of them terminated by its own semicolon, but all grouped together in a block, enclosed in curly braces. Statement 1, Statement 2, Statement 3, the entire block is considered a single statement, composed itself of multiple substatements. Whenever a generic statement is part of the syntax of a flow control statement, this can either be a simple statement or a compound statement. You will learn selection statements, if and else the if keyword is used to execute a statement or block, if, and only if, a condition is fulfilled. Its syntax is, if, condition, statement. You will learn iteration statements, loops. Loops repeat a statement a certain number of times, or while a condition is fulfilled. They are introduced by the keywords while, do, and for. The while loop. The simplest kind of loop is the while loop. Its syntax is, while, expression, statement. You will learn the do-while loop. A very similar loop is the do-while loop, whose syntax is, do statement while, condition. You will learn jump statements. Jump statements allow altering the flow of a program by performing jumps to specific locations. The break statement break leaves a loop, even if the condition for its end is not fulfilled. It can be used to end an infinite loop, or to force it to end before its natural end. For example, let's stop the countdown before its natural end. An operator in general is a symbol that operates on a certain data type. C language is very rich in operators. The commonly used operators include 1. Arithmetic operators 2. Relational operators 3. Logical operators 4. Assignment operators 5. Conditional operators 6. Comma operators 7. Unary operators 8. Big 1. Useful library const. The const system is one of the really messy features of C++. It is simple in concept. Variables declared with const added become constants and cannot be altered by the program. However, it is also used to bodge in a substitute for one of the missing features of C++. And there it gets horribly complicated and sometimes frustratingly restrictive. The following attempts to explain how const is used and why it exists. The simplest use is to declare a named constant. This was available in the ancestor of C++, C. To do this, one declares a constant as if it was a variable but add const before it. One has to initialize it immediately in the constructor because, of course, one cannot set the value later as that would be altering it. Use of const in functions return values of the possible combinations of pointers and const. The constant pointer to a variable is useful for storage that can be changed in value but not moved in memory. Even more useful is a pointer, constant or otherwise, to a const value. This is useful for returning constant strings and arrays from functions which, because they are implemented as pointers, the program could otherwise try to alter and crash. Instead of a difficult to track down crash, the attempt to alter unalterable values will be detected during compilation. Details will be explained in bootcamp. Fundamental types in C++ are divided into 3 categories: integral, floating point, and void. Integral types are capable of handling whole numbers. Floating point types are capable of specifying values that may have fractional parts. The void type describes an empty set of values. No variable of type void can be specified. It is used primarily to declare functions that return no values or to declare generic pointers to untyped or arbitrarily typed data. Details will be explained in bootcamp. All identifiers in namespace identifiers outside the namespace can access the networks by using the all the identifiers in namespace using namespace as identifiers should always use the fully qualified namespace. Details will be explained.